I am always happy to get a request to cover a certain topic in the TTRPG hobby. But I must tell you, when I get a request to review a TTRPG product, I frown at it, and I prefer not to. I don't like doing infomercials for products in the TTRPG hobby. I feel like, almost 99% of the other content creators, say on YouTube, already do that. So you get enough of that, and I don't want to give you any more of that. I don't want to waste your time in any way. Let's get to one of the main topics of this video. When it comes to being a game master, are you a mother or a father? In my opinion, a tabletop role-playing game requires that the game master be a father. Not somebody who's going to be unrealistically sympathetic to the players. Someone who's going to be fair but cold where it needs to be. To take the emotion out of it and do their job. Not play favorites, not spoil the game because they feel a certain way. They let their players fail if the dice say that they fail, instead of stepping in, fudging dice, twisting the game, and saving the characters when it's unnecessary. In the father game master, that is the history of the hobby. But in modern times, when you look at things like Pathfinder and 5e Dungeons and Dragons, companies like Wizards of the Coast and Paizo, they have gone in a different direction. They want the game master to be mother, a sympathetic person that aims to serve the players before they even serve themselves, to pat you on the head if you feel bad, wipe the tears away if you're crying. That is the modern day game master for games like 5e and say Pathfinder 1st and 2nd edition. The game master mother isn't a female DM. That's not what I'm describing. I'm talking about a mindset. Female game masters can have it, but so can male game masters. Actually, the majority of game masters that I would say are game master mothers that I have encountered are men. They're boys. And so when I see them running the game, I see them having an emotional attachment to the players and the outcome, of what's going on with their character. It's like, put your emotions aside. Even if you feel something, learn to put it aside. You're there to be a game master and let the dice decide the fate of what's going on with the characters. And if you don't want to be fudging dice or doing something unrealistic or holding back failure, it's like the character should die there, but they're not. It's not good for you and it's not good for the game. And you'll notice that you lose your passion, and overall, your players get a little burnt out as well. They're not as passionate about the game. They don't have the energy because you're not expressing that energy either. So there's something that gets lost in the mix. When you're doing it right, when you're being a game master father, and just doing things right instead of worrying about how people feel, everything works itself out for the better in the long run. And all you got to do is look at the old school, that they're still having a positive effect decades later, where you see some of the new school stuff like 3rd edition flopping quicker than, say, original D&D, which is still being played on a large scale in 2023. Now, there is one other small issue that I really want to focus on in this video, because I hear so many OSR people telling me they don't care what people think. I don't care what anyone thinks. Well, you don't? Then why are you making videos? Why are you speaking out loud? Why are you on that stream? Why are you doing anything if you don't care what people think? Clearly, you care. Go meet someone who truly doesn't care what someone else thinks. And you'll notice they won't go out of their way to speak to these people. They won't do any unnecessary actions. They'll do what somebody would do if you believe that they don't care. If they are the real deal, not just saying it, but they behave that way, you'll notice they act it out. Like they actually don't care, right? If you are making a YouTube video, but you tell me you don't care what people think, well then your act is to put out something where you want to hear what people think. That means you care what people think. But at the same time, you're being a hypocrite and telling me you don't care what people think. And let's be honest, we all know most of the time when you hear somebody say they don't care, they do care. Because what's the reality? Most people avoid shame. They're scared of shame. They're scared of feeling any shame for anything they do. So the easiest thing to do is say, you don't care, you don't give a fuck, right? Because if you don't care, you don't give a fuck, you don't get to face the pain. But if you do care, well, then you got to face the shame. You got to feel that pain. And in reality, if you can't handle any public opinions about what you have to say, you can't take that serious, well then yeah, easiest way is to not care. But and to me, that's an easy out. It's really, really weak, right? To care what the public thinks of what you have to say, man. There's some pain there, but there's a lot to learn and can be learned from that experience. Care what people think. Not everyone. There's some people out there that shouldn't earn your respect to take them serious. Push those people aside. But don't lie to us about not caring what people think. Right? Max, and I'm not talking about a mythical figure, I'm talking about a different Max. I know you care because what you do, you're doing something that somebody would do if they care what people think. If you don't care what people think, you wouldn't have a fucking YouTube channel. You wouldn't be on streams talking about these games. You wouldn't care, right? Because you don't care what people think. Just stop being a fucking hypocrite is all I would say to you. Anyway, for now, take care. You know what you can do? You can hit the like button. You can share the video. Oh, and there's another button you can press. That one that lets you subscribe to my channel for more content. Oh yeah, there's that bell thing. You can press that so you know when I've uploaded a new video right away.